Hello and welcome to the Final Fantasy VII boss battle playthrough. I'm Tim.
And I'm Chris.
And this is the second half of Disc 1 boss battles.
Yeah.
And this boss battle is the end of the Cosmic Canyon section. And you fight the G-Natak.
Gene-attack. Gene-attack?
I don't know. Gene-attack. And yeah, so this is a boss which is obviously quite fire-based. He's got two fire orbs floating around with him.
What you want to do first is cast Big Guard on everyone from your enemy skill list, if you've got it by now. Which you should do.
We did do a enemy skill guide, if you want to check that out. It's on the channel.
Oh, there we go, Big Guard.
We did quite heavily utilise enemy skills in this particular playthrough. So we didn't use a lot of the magic as much to level it up, because we were relying so heavily on the enemy skills, because there's some quite powerful ones you can get. Big Guard does cast Barrier, Magic Barrier and Haste on the whole party, so it's definitely worth doing a lot.
Aqualung!
I thought this was weird. You don't Aqualung on him, and it takes off nothing. He's fire-based and water does nothing, so it's best to stick with water. Actually, with ice attacks apparently are better. So there you go. And it's good to have fire defense. You can see there, Zach's got fire absorb on his defense on his accessories, so he doesn't get any damage from fire, which is pretty handy.
Pretty good. I find the best tactic. Well, enemy skills are just amazing, but on pretty much every boss, every fight anyway, we cast Big Guard as like our first move.
I think this is also a good battle to utilise Shiva. Shiva's summon will do ice damage, which is pretty good. I think with this boss fight, you will have Red 13, or Nanaki as it's called, and been renamed in this playthrough, because he's with your party at this point in the game. You missed there. Don's obviously lost a lot of magic, so you can do that.
Find Big Guard and then... what's it called? Regen on everyone?
Yeah, I think at this point in the game we wouldn't have regen, but regen will regenerate all HP. But low on HP though, I think we'd want to put some healing on soon. I mean, having that fire absorb on, or fire nullify rather, on Zach is a big help in this, because every time they do the fire attack on Zach, it just doesn't do any damage at all, so you basically get a free round. I don't think it's worth summoning I for it. Really helpful. Shiva.
Down to Wild. See, the flames around him, they are separate enemies, so you can just attack them if you want to burn them down quick. No, burn them down.
I quite like this sound. I mean, I quite like all the sounds actually. I think it sounds quite a good magic type.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of the summons in all the Final Fantasy games. And some of them, the summons take quite a pivotal role actually in the storyline and stuff. A lot of the games are actually surround summons. I think Final Fantasy 9 had a lot to do with the summons, as Final Fantasy 10, the main storyline was all about the summons. Obviously in this, it's just a type of material. Still pretty good.
This boss battle shouldn't give you too many problems.
Yeah, it's quite an easy one, I think. Again, just hit him with some big attacks and wear him down. Keeps him cured. Shouldn't give you too much trouble. I think at this point in the game, you can start playing around with a lot of different material combinations. So things like elemental with ice in your attack will mean you'll have ice-based elemental attacks, which is really useful. Or fire and elemental in your armour, so we can fire attacks. So there's lots of different things you can do like that. I think the support material is really useful for coming up with different combinations.
Yeah. You said in the previous video, the cover counter combo is really good.
That's really good. Or cover counter and then have bio with elemental, and then something else with added effect, or added cut. That's a really good one. So you cover attacks, counteract with an elemental attack, which is always good. And you add an effect and everything. So those ones really do start to give you some good setups for your attacks.
This boss has a ton of health.
It's pretty strong. Pretty tough. Pretty strong. Now you see the fires come back, so they're doing a lot more focus on fires.
We took them both out. I think he just resummoned it.
Yeah, he resummons it. He's floating. Yeah, that's not going to hurt him at all.
Just healed him.
So don't use Quake because as we're about to demonstrate, it doesn't hurt any flying areas. I don't think I was actually in the room when we played this boss fight, was I? I don't remember actually fighting him. Normally I was sort of giving advice and things.
I would assume it's me playing.
Miss.
I mean, I've not spammed Chocolate Mug, so
oh, there you go, Chocolate Mug again. It's a good one. It's actually quite a powerful spell to wear, considering. Oh, Zach's pretty low at this point. He's only got 21 HP.
You can definitely tell I'm playing then.
I think when we did this part of the game, I went off to do something else where we continued the fight without me.
I got bored.
I honestly don't remember what I was doing at the time. Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
No.
Obviously, you must have survived the battle a long time because it's made its way into our playthrough.
Yeah, good job editing, Tim. Like a 20-minute video on one boss and we didn't kill him.
Oh, and then the cure's not going to cure Zach, is it? I think it's pretense.
Come on, Phoenix down. Should I just Phoenix down?
Do you know what the takeover actually does? It does that takeover move, and then the fire orb goes over somebody, but then you don't lose control of them or anything.
I know he does. He steals your HP and MP.
Yeah. I don't know what a takeover move does. It's weird.
Unless he controls the fire orb then, and it goes into you and then...
Well, he's just done takeover to Nanaki. I don't know whether that is actually going to mean anything bad.
No, I didn't see him go down too much. Apart from he now has low MP.
I think it's just using it. Well, it said takeover. The fire orb went over Nanaki and then disappeared. And now Nanaki's still continuing to fight, so... Did Dine just take up 0 on his attack?
Yes.
We probably have elemental and fire in his attack. We're playing a fire boss.
And we're just like healing him with every shot.
If you need any more hints and tips, check out our other videos.
They're better than this one.
We do obviously know what we're doing here. It's a great example of how to fight a fire-based monster. There you go, so he does the big fire attack on his way out. Is the fire coming out? No. No idea what that move does. If you know, please post a comment saying what the takeover move does.
Perhaps it's like after several turns it then does damage, but it sacrifices the minion.
Oh, that would make sense. It needs to do something.
Yeah.
And why did you continue to shoot with Dine when you've established, that's the third time you've shot with him,
Look.
you've established that he's not taken any damage.
Look, Dine's got a gun for an arm. Bullets should hurt.
Yeah, they're fire-based. I think on the takeover it looks like Nanaki keeps having the big fire damage, so maybe it just continues to do fire on him every second he moves.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps, I don't know. Oh, he's got a limit break. What limit break have we got on the stage? We have the lunatic fire yet, so it uses haste and raises defense for allies, or if you sled family, which is an attack. Oh, he's dead!
Yeah!
Yeah! Good stuff. So you can save his limit break for next time.
Go bullets.
Cool, let's check out the next boss. Now this next boss is actually optional, but I definitely recommend you fight him because it's how you get hold of the Odin summon and Vincent as a additional character, and it's called Lost Number. So to actually get hold of him you need to do the mini game in the Shinra Mansion and open the safe, which you can see in our playthrough video.
We have done a bit, I think it was on the limit break guide. We actually have
yeah, there's a bit in the
combo.
limit break guide if you want to go straight to the safe bit, but also if you want to view the full how you get the where you find out how you open the save to get the different numbers. There's a bit of a mini game to work out the code, which is part of the puzzle. But it's worth doing because you get some good stuff and it's a good boss fight.
This boss is fairly unique as it has two sides, the purple and red side. As you can see, red one being more lion-y, I want to say. It's like a lion. The red side will do the magic and the purple side will do melee. So you want to take out the purple side first?
I don't think you can target either side, can you? I think you just
really?
fight it, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just random which one takes over the full amount. It's one target and then halfway through the fight or towards the end of the fight, half of its side will transform to match the other, but I think it's just randomised. Yeah, so if you defeat the purple side first, the red side will start using strong magic, and if you defeat the red side first, the purple side will start using strong physical attacks. So once you defeat one side, it won't be as tough though, so you'll be able to take it down quicker. Climb hazard at this point with breaks. I'm pretty sure it is one target, so it will just randomly lose one of them.
Yeah.
So it's good to bombard it with summons. Summons always good for boss battles, I think. To have big powerful attacks. I think maybe later on when your magic and physical attacks get stronger, it's not worth doing them just because it takes a long time to watch the animation.
Knight around the quadra.
Yeah. But obviously, at this stage of the game, it's good to do lots of summons. So that's cool. You can see we've used Big Guard here again.
Yep.
Skills.
The staple of any battle. Big Guard.
There's some good defensive enemy skills. If you look at our enemy skill guide, you'll see if you get Manipulate. I mean, the main reason to have Manipulate is just to get the good enemy skills. Things like Magic Hammer and White Wind and that sort of thing.
Yeah, White Wind's really good. Because some enemies won't cast their enemy skill on you because it's a buff on them. So you've got to use Manipulate to cast on yourself.
Yeah. So they're never going to cast on you normally because it's obviously a positive thing to have. So I think this would be a lot harder if it wasn't for the fact that we've got barriers on to take out the race. Now this is a good summon.
Oh damn, we just destroyed that. Gonna be expensive.
Who's gonna pay for this?
No.
I think with Titan was a good one, but he's not always used that often. Oh, there you go, he's gone all red. So
nice.
because he's on the red side, which way around is that? Yeah,
No,
so he's using strong magic, so this should be the magic side. Beta.
Lion equals magic.
So the beta is the quite powerful fire move, the one you get from the Midgard's Olin, just after the chocolate farm. Pretty powerful move.
Oh, as well, and another slight tip: if you cast Big Guard when there's still like a slither of barrier left, it won't do anything at all. So you've got to wait until it's fully depleted before you cast it again.
Oh, cool. Yeah, start doing some healing soon. The good thing about having Ares in the party, or Tifa as we've named her, is that her limit break is buffs and healing. So at this stage in the game, when you can use those, it is very good to have. So quite a good character to have in the party actually. I mean, Healing Wind, because you're not using up your magic points or items, it's just a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've got Zack and Ares, air quotes, as our main damage dealers, and then Tifa just as the healer.
If you're confused by naming conventions, good, because that.
We'll explain them all in the normal playthrough.
Hooray!
Yeah!
We've killed Lost Number. We hope you found that useful. And we'll move on to the next boss battle, which is the Materia Keeper.
Ooh.
This guy's pretty cool. You actually see him on the map, don't you, when you walk into him? He's when you're in Mount Nibble, which is now just full of monsters. This is an interesting boss fight, really, because it's not really part of the plot as such. It's just a big monster in a cave. So, you know, why not? That's pretty cool.
You can get one of your enemy skills from this guy as well.
Yes, and that's a really good one, actually, Shrine. So definitely have enemy skills equipped. I mean, I would recommend you have enemy skills for Shrine. Oh, now this is an interesting one. This is Sid's limit breaks, or Vincent as he's originally called. We decided there had to be a character called Sid. There is always, so we renamed Vincent Sid. His limit breaks are quite unique. He will transform into a monster. This will give him full HP at that point, and he'll continue to do one of two moves. You lose control of him at that point, so you can't use him. So perhaps if you've got limit break due on Sid, don't give him too much defensive material or anything like that. Don't give him the curing spells, because you'll lose control of him. Big time limit break by Zack as well with Meteor Rain. This is shaping up to be quite a short boss fight with these little crates.
I believe we've gone for the... Yeah, we have. The big card again at the start.
That's right. And then got regen at this point as well. Regeneration of people. And still Beta's quite useful. I think Beta's the fire one, isn't it? And then Trine is the lightning based one. And I think there's the Aqualung, quite good as well, the water based one. Attacks.
Aqualung!
Check
Gotta love that regain. Oh, there we go, Trine.
There we go, and this is quite a powerful attack, and you should learn that at this stage as well. There you go. And we've learned that on 2 lots of enemy skill.
Yeah.
And I would say Trine is one that's worth using even at the later stages of the game. It's pretty good.
I wonder if the Materia Keeper is actually made of materia, or is just a guardian.
I think there is some materia in the room you can pick up. This is Mount Nibble in the game is an area where lots of materia naturally forms. So I think that's why it's just attracted to materia, I guess. They don't really go into any detail on it, it's just a monster that lives in a cave, isn't it?
True. I like if there was like a monster compendium, just like a big tome of how like stories about the monsters. That'd be cool. Get on that, Squaresoft.
Or a Final Fantasy Monsters Top Trumps game, just with all the enemies. And he's dead. So it's a pretty tough boss, but I think we did quite well there to use lots of limit breaks. So especially with the Sid in our party, that's pretty useful. Okay, so on to the next boss fight. Now this is a bit of a joke one, really. It's going to be really easy. It's Palmer, who's the head of the space research for Shinra. He wants to go through space, and he's got a Mako gun, so his gun will shoot different magic attacks. But he's not particularly tough, so he will do magic-based attacks based on his little gun thing. And as you can see, we've just utilised Trine, which we just learned in the last fight. Just taking pretty high damage.
I think this killed him. Die, old man. Trying to take on a group of 3 youngsters.
Pretty powerful. And we've got another limit break with Ares. This is again. If you struggle with this boss fight, I don't know. You're not going to.
You shouldn't be playing games.
Yeah, you should be. You wouldn't have, I don't think you would be able to get this far in the game if you then end up finding this boss fight difficult. It's ridiculous.
Training mission: defeat Palmer.
I mean, it does take a few hits. It's not like a,
True.
It's not over quickly, but it is a bit of a walk. It's not difficult at all. Laser is one of the moves which actually quarters enemies' health. Unfortunately, lots of people are immune to it.
Yeah, I would assume bosses were, just because you could just constantly do that, and in 4 moves, you'd be dead.
I think at this point we've got Tifa in our party who has the Seal Evil limit break, which is I think her second one, and she can't basically cast silence on the enemy. So because all of his attacks are pretty much magic based, if you can put silence on him or use Seal Evil, he'll be pretty much useless.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, you get an opportunity to just use your cool spells like Fire 3, Ice 3, Lightning 3, Quake 3 if you've got it, Lightning 3.
No, he's still dancing.
Oh, he's been frozen.
Yeah.
Chocobo Mog does have a rare chance of also casting Stop. I think it's at Master level. There we go, and he's going to run off now.
Heck. Stop your taunting.
And get the 21 gold.
Oh, I thought it was going to be an Indiana Jones.
He goes in, runs off. Best ending to a boss fight ever!
Oh shit!
And that's it, Palmer.
And out steps Rufus.
By a truck. So, I don't know why they're celebrating with a truck that did all the work.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've got another boss battle now called Raps. This is during another optional boss, it's during the side quest. At this point, we were actually really strong, so I think we farmed a bit and grinded. So I think this is over a couple of hits. Here's our limit break, lots of hits of 900, and then Ares, and then he's dead. So I hope you enjoyed that one. we obviously were quite strong at that point in the game when we did this bit. I think normally speaking that's going to be quite difficult because you don't have any materia at that stage of the game because Yuffie's taken it all. So she takes all your materia, so you have to rely on items. But we're lucky enough to get a limit break just before the boss fight. So, speaking of Yuffie and Ratai, after that section of the game, you can then go and climb the pagoda and get Yuffie's ultimate weapon and limit break.
Oh, I love this bit in the game.
So it's pretty cool. So it's one-on-one fights with Jessie taking on each level. So each floor you fight a different boss. So most of them are quite straightforward. They get a bit stronger, but they're quite easy to do, really.
It's similar to the battle in the Golden Saucer. Oh crap, what's it called?
The arena battles. Yeah, it's just one after another. Yeah, the battle square.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So again, her limit breaks will be helpful. Good to cast things like Big Guard and Regen and all that sort of thing. And this guy's casting barriers and regen, so he's obviously got lots of buffs. So look out for those. I would say because you've got one person in your party, just be sensible with the different things you give them, buffs and debuffs and stuff. Unlike the battle square, there is a gap in between each fight, so if you want to change your materia and use items and healing and things, you can in between the next boss fight.
This boss doesn't look too difficult. He's mainly buffing himself rather than doing too much damage.
Not doing too much damage, but he does take a while to the barrier. I think like D barrier and stuff isn't one we particularly use much.
Yeah, I think if you've got regen on yourself, you're going to heal the amount of damage he's taken out on you before he does it.
Reflect on. Yeah, be careful when he's got reflect and don't cast any magic. It'll bounce off him and hit you.
It's probably you playing this because I would have used magic.
We'll see. If Jessie casts any magic, it means it's probably crisp. I don't think you'd reflect off Remog.
Oh,
it's only magic.
True.
I never really used Demi much. Demi was a bit of a stupid move.
What does
Demi's one of the ones that actually takes like either like quarters or halves the health and stuff. But so many people are immune to it, it's almost pointless doing. And then when you get the rare characters that you are able to use it on, you might as well just hit them with a powerful attack because you can kill them with one powerful attack rather than doing that once to weaken them. So really not really useful at all. As you see, his skill power is used up there, so he won't be able to do any more buffs. Yeah, and he's down. I think at this point in the game we didn't really have many limit breaks for Jessie. I don't think we used her much.
No.
Which is quite useful in the sense that she has a long range weapon, so you can put it in the back row, which is pretty good. But I think we only really got her limit breaks for the purposes of getting her ultimate limit break. I didn't really record anything that memorable about all the ones in between her first limit break and her last one.
Yeah, just so we'd not really used Jessie much.
Oh, we're fighting a little bird, we're going to summon a larger bird.
Hope you brought your Oxo cubes, bitch! Yeah! Oh, a penguin.
There's some weird bird thing, one of the normal encounters somewhere else on the map, isn't it? I think you fight them outside Cosmic Canyon.
Oh.
Birds.
How do you recognise them, yeah?
I think obviously this is a much more powerful version of the bird.
like King Penguin.
It's weird because outside the actual battle screen they look like normal people, don't they? It's weird why they've replaced them with the monsters. I don't know why you don't just fight them as they're supposed to look.
Yeah.
Bit of a weird thing they decided to do. Maybe they just really couldn't be bothered to make some more models.
Insert generic monster type. True. Or it'd be good if you could see them like change. Well, I guess they do change into monsters, but like start off fighting them as a human, then you take them down to like half health, and they like evolve into the next.
They do say things before you fight them. They go speed change and power change. And
yeah.
So I presume that's them changing. It's interesting to see on like the HD, like the re-release of the game, and they're redoing the graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
Little things like that, if they will add stuff, and put a bit more animation in.
unlucky must you be? Like you trained your whole life learning these changes, and then you get turned into a penguin while your friend gets turned into a giant flying demon.
Yeah, but he's the second floor though. This guy's meant to be tougher than the demon thing. I think this is like his speed is his thing. He's actually jumping around.
I still think he got short-changed.
Do you remember? Do you ever play the Bloody Roar games?
Yeah.
There's a character in it that turned into a penguin, and it was absolutely useless. But then if you did rage mode while you were a penguin, you would turn into a phoenix, and it'd be really powerful.
Oh,
I think it was like Bloody Roar 4 or 5 or something.
I don't remember that. No.
Yeah. I used to like the Bloody Roar. See this guy now. I mean, he's turned into a weird sort of worm with arms.
I don't. I have no words for this monster.
It's some sort of abomination that has to die. It's just creepy wiggling around. How can it support its weight on such a small...
Only a face a mother could love.
It's just weird.
Oh, yeah. It's not like his wormy parts bendy. It's like going at right angles, and
yeah.
It's like a bone, and then another bone, then another bone in the knee. Ugh. It is thin.
I'm obviously going for the just keep hitting it technique. It doesn't seem to be attacking, it's not doing anything. It's just wiggling around.
You like my dance? I'll dance for you.
Oh, absorb. Yes.
No, it's a face hugger.
Oh, yeah, break greased and like.
You'll find you're getting a lot of limit breaks in this. This is what, our 5th one, at least?
What, yeah, but that's across multiple fights.
Ah, true.
There's multiple different ones in together.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how often it's actually working on the stunning them factor. I have to admit, I didn't really notice it stunning people that often when we played through the game. But obviously through these videos, watching back now, it's working quite often.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah!
Awesome. Give you a chance to heal a bit and do some buffs. Or just hit him. No, and he's dead. Awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay. So the next one done. I think there's another couple to go, so this isn't the last one just yet. These are the guys you fight just outside of the Chocobo farm, isn't it, before you go to Fort Condor?
Oh, yeah.
So it looks the same. Obviously it's much more powerful because at this point they just die on one hit.
This guy's a bit cooler. Just like his big swinging ball. The thing is him swinging the ball, does he have to do that like to stay alive? And he's just like...
Fat Chocobo, rare counter.
Yes. Where is the chocolate? Is it like in the roof?
I don't know, it just phases through walls, doesn't it? Signs do. It's a game, it doesn't have to make sense.
It's a big dojo.
But I don't actually know when it casts that Chocobo instead of Chocobo Mog. I think it's just random.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's anything. And then you just Chocobo Mog again, and it's doing the Deathblow one. So, yeah. I definitely like the Fat Chocobo. It's rare, it occasionally turns up, and it does. It's fun. Again, you can see that the big guard move has been utilised, and it is a very, very valuable thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's good that you have like, stoppages in between each boss. I think it was like the battle square.
Yeah, it'd be a lot tougher then.
Yeah. Especially as at this point we didn't really play Jesse that much.
Yeah,
so we didn't level up at all.
Yeah, I think if we'd gone in with another character, we'd just be one-shotting them.
Yeah.
But, as you see, the fight we had against Apps was 2 hits with the rest of the party.
Yeah.
To be fair, one of those hits was a limit break, but
True.
At this point, Cloud has Meteor Rain, so pretty tough.
Yeah, we already used a limit break on this dude.
He's taking quite a bit of damage. But again, this guy's not really causing us much grief because we've got the barrier on. And even without the barrier, then he's only going to have like 200.
Yeah, with haste, we seem to be getting like maybe 2 hits in before he's even
his one.
He's even going to ball us. I think him swinging that giant ball is just like trying to intimidate us. I'm gonna swing my ball so hard at you. You watch.
I'll mace you good. I do think Ifrit's one of the first ones you get, isn't he? So
Yeah.
quite early on. I do really like Ifrit. Really good song.
I've only said I don't need to Ifrit.
I remember when I first played through the game, I remember getting someone saying, "Oh, red material. What does that do?" And then getting obviously you start off with Chocobo Mog, which is a bit silly, and then you get Ifrit. Ifrit's like the first decent summon game. It's like
Decent
cast
summon.
on every single monster. He's really good in. You get Ifrit in Final Fantasy 8 and in Final Fantasy 10. And he's in loads of other Final Fantasy games.
Is he in 13? I don't remember seeing him.
I don't think Shiva's in 13. Or
Yeah, she
Shiva's
turns
like
into a
two.
bike.
Yeah, it's two
women.
women turn into a bike.
Yeah.
But Ifrit's in some of the older games as well.
Mm.
Like Final Fantasy 5, I think it's got Ifrit in it. I think Ifrit and Shiva have appeared in quite a few.
Is this? Yeah.
Yeah, so the last one.
Dad.
So yeah, it's Jesse's dad. She's in the main game. Jesse is called Yuffie. We named her after the late Jesse who died in the Sector 7 slums.
2013.
So this boss fight, let's see what we've obviously got regen on for curing, we've got gone in the full health before, and we aren't immune to Mini. So you might choose to put some other buffs on if you can.
Would Ribbon stop
You wouldn't have Ribbon at this point in the game, I don't think. I mean, because this bit is optional, you can come back later on in the game if you really want to. You don't have to do it right now. So you could come in with Ribbon, you'd be immune to everything, and you could probably also one-shot everyone because you'd be taking off like full break damage limit.
Yeah, you could come in like after you'd level her up with loads.
Yeah, there's something that kills small.
Oh, hack of your knee, so good.
I think if you notice the heads turn around, and I think depending on what head is forward, depends on what moves he does.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And a different attack for each head.
A bit like the Quintessons on Transformers. Ah yes, this is a really good one, it's a magic hammer. It gives you MP.
Also reduces his target's MP as well.
Yeah,
so
obviously, because you're absorbing their MP.
yeah. So constantly using that is just mean they're only going to do physical damage.
It's handy, because you can use it as a skill. But it's also good just to keep your 8 MB up, so you can do more magic attacks. Ooh, that's pretty powerful. Different one.
No, not the dragon.
Beast sword. I'm actually really focusing on doing magic hammer to get down the magic points.
Does it cost anything to use magic hammer?
Yeah, it doesn't cost. Well, obviously you get more back from what you.
Yeah, actually.
I think he uses Trine as well. When he's got the gold face on, he'll use Cure 2. The white face just uses offensive spells with Bind every 3. And make sure you've got Cure and Time Magic and things. Or in our case, we've used Big God.
I think this boss is just slightly harder than well, it's supposed to be harder than all the rest of the bosses you've faced as Yuffie. But that's pretty good practice. 1-on-1 further down.
It's good practice preparation for the Battle Square as well, because Battle Square's part of fights, isn't it?
True, yeah. No, sleep. No, we're Mini.
Small and asleep.
Looks like she's crying.
And that's her stance when she's got some sort of debuff on.
Not that her dad's kicking her ass. No, Dad, stop! We'll destroy the dojo.
I think there's a few brief moments in Crisis Core when you encounter Yuffie.
Oh, really?
As Zack, yeah. Because Crisis Core takes place during the Wutai War. Do you know they talk about there was a war beforehand between Shinra and Wutai troops?
Yeah.
And in Crisis Core, which was on the PSP, Zack, the beginning of the game when you're playing as Zack, you fight all the Wutai troops. And at one point you encounter Yuffie and thinks she nicks your materia and runs off.
Is that the normal Zack?
Yes, actual Zack, not our
Zack.
Zack, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's really good actually. It was a game that's kind of like a prequel. So it starts off Zack and another guy called Angeal and Sephiroth are all like a soldier, and Cloud is actually just a normal Shinra troop that is kind of friends with Zack. And then it all has the whole story that everything that happens in Nibelheim. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens before that with like the Thai War and there's loads of other fights and other stuff going on. And then you have like Professor Cast and Hogo doing stuff. And then at the end of the game, the final battle is like laser Shinra troops that gun down Zack.
Oh, on the cliff.
Yeah, and then like the ending cutscene is the beginning cutscene of Final Fantasy VII. But it obviously in like quite modern graphics by that point because it came out much later.
Yeah.
And then it just goes to screen says to be continued for Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, that's cool.
So, it's pretty good. That was quite a fun game actually.
How long do you reckon it would take to complete? Is it like an arcadey type game?
Yeah, it's more arcadey. It's not like turn-based battles like this. You can just run around hitting stuff, but you do get materia that buffs and stuff. It's the same sort of thing. And the storyline's pretty cool. It's good if you like. I don't know if it's necessarily that good a game if you're not a fan of the series. I think if you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII, the storyline alone will keep you interested. But there are some quite boring sections, like you go and visit Ares and help her build the flower cart and things like that, and there's like a few like quite dull moments in it. So it's not as good as a proper Final Fantasy game, but as a spin-off it wasn't too bad, especially a spin-off on a handheld as well.
True.
It was on PSP.
It was also made by Squeenix.
Squeenix, yes. There's the only other one I haven't played actually is Dirge of Cerberus on PlayStation 2, which is a shooting game which features Vincent.
First person shooter?
I don't know, I think it's third person. I kind of imagine something similar to Devil May Cry,
that
sort of thing.
Yeah,
but
cool.
I've never played it, but I'm kind of shied away from getting it because every review I've read of it says that it's terrible. So, I'm not too sure when it's set, actually. I think it's set in between events. I think it's set in between...
I think it is set in between events as well.
Yeah, obviously. I think it's set in between the end of Final Fantasy VII, but before the film Advent Children.
Okay.
So I think that's when it's set, because Advent Children takes place, like, was it 3 years after the events of 7 or something? I can't remember. Can't remember the exact times, but yeah, it takes place before the Advent Children film. I think. I might be wrong. As I say, I haven't actually played it, so...
If you think Tim's wrong, please post in the comments.
Just in general. I mean, it's wrong about anything.
You're wrong about the weather today, Tim. It's not raining.
Yeah, but you could watch this on any day.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it'll be right. I don't know. Yeah, if you know much about Dirge of Cerberus, feel free to post some comments. This guy's wearing down. Is that going to kill him yet? No, he's still got the gold head. The gold head uses cure.
And that cures like so much.
I haven't used all the summons yet. I'll just say summon. It doesn't look like the using the magic hammers really had
Too much.
It hasn't really helped. I don't think he's stopped using his moves, so probably best not to go for that technique because it would just make the fight last too long.
Disclaimer: if you're coming into this boss fight as fresh after you're not leveled up, this will take you 20 hours.
Yeah. So it I don't know, because you do get the Leviathan materia at the end of this as well, which is really cool. It's a very good summon. So it's worth doing it as soon as you can, and you're probably powerful enough to be able to make it through at this point in the game. But on the other hand, if you want it to be quick and easy, and you just want the all creation limit break for Yuffie at the end, you could just come back at a later stage of the game on disc 3, come back here, and then kick all their asses really easily. That's an option too. But we've obviously got problems with getting it out of the way now.
Yeah, as soon as we could. Do you reckon he's got like really muscly ankles? If he's constantly doing that?
Yeah, I guess.
Wake up in the morning, eat some rice, do some squats. Start my dancing routine for the next 5 hours.
It's a bit of a weird... What is his fighting style? What's his style? It's like, I'm doing the kick and pose fighting style.
Kick and pose.
Pose.
Beast Wars a bit weird. He doesn't...
We need to just carry on doing the summon. I'm surprised we're just not getting the summon done.
Yeah, our attacks are only doing like a third of what he heals for as well. So it's probably me playing.
Use a summon. Odin. Should have just gone straight for Odin. Why would you use it in the first place?
Yeah, every
When
time.
you fight Yuffie's dad, use Odin straight away. If you're not familiar with Odin, he does a move which actually just instantly kills everyone by cutting them in half, but it doesn't happen on boss fights. On boss fights, you'll throw a spear instead. So if you're fighting normal enemies, he just runs in and cuts everyone in half, which is pretty awesome. And it goes through the roof or through the dojo. It's fine.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Awesome.
Oh, and then you should be able to get the spoils of war for Jessie, and then never use her again. Next up, we've got the red dragon, which is in the Temple of the Ancients.
Oh. As with most dragons, I would say, he'll absorb fire damage. I guess as in Final Fantasy, most dragons are fiery dragons.
Yeah. And this one's very weak to ice and absorbs fire, so pretty basic standard dragon. So one of the best things to do is to not cast Eifert right at the beginning of the fight, Chris.
How did you know?
Oh, look, he's good. We're just demonstrating to the audience there what happens when you cast fire on the fire dragon.
Oh, like the boss previously on this disc. I'm just making sure that will not do any damage.
And going for big guards again, as usual. Pretty good.
So would I be right in saying Shiva all the time would be good?
Yeah, summoning Shiva a lot, using ice magic. If before the fight you might want to put elemental and ice on one of your weapons. You've got a character that does high damage. You will have to have Tifa within your party at this point because she wants to go to Temple of the Ancients. At this point, it's part of the story. We've gone for Naki as the additional character at this stage. Just mixing it up. Normally when we play through this game, I would just stick with one party and buff them up so they level up quicker. But there are certain points in the game when you have to use set characters because of what happens in the story.
Yeah, story related. I need to be here, so put me in your party.
Yeah. And also, for the sake of our videos, we decided to mix up who's in the party so we'd get different interactions throughout the game. Which is fun to do, and we've leveled up all the characters to get the limit breaks. So. Okay, we've got Odin again. It's another stage of the game where you can just continually use summons all the time.
It's not costing us too much MP to do these.
I definitely think the best summon system was the one in Final Fantasy X. Where the summon would just stay in the fight, and then you would fight with them.
Oh really? So you'd be like the fourth member?
No, your party would run away, and then the summon would be there on its own.
Okay.
And then you would keep fighting for you until you dismiss them. And the summons all have their own limit breaks as well.
Could the summons die?
Yes, you would have to revive them later. If the summon died, they would go away, and then you would run your party back in. And then you'd have to get special items that cure them, that heal them.
Oh, okay.
The good thing about it as well is you could get the summons limit breaks up, dismiss them, get the next one out, get their limit break up, dismiss them, and then for a boss fight, you could just do summon, limit break, get rid of it, summon, limit break, get rid of it, and we'll just go through all their limit breaks.
Oh, that's good.
And that's a really good way of defeating some of the harder bosses.
Do you reckon in this story when we were coming into this room, we would just see the giant dragon and go, nope, turn around?
So obviously we did the pagoda with Yuffie earlier. As a result, we got Leviathan, which we've used to defeat the boss then. So it is kind of worth doing.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, not too far from the end of disc 1 now, by the looks of it. This is now the Demon Gate.
Demon Gate.
I actually really struggled with this boss when I first played. When I first played this game years and years ago, when it first came out, and this was the only boss that I actually got stuck on for a while. I actually didn't play it for a few weeks, and then I came back to it and then defeated it.
Oh.
And I don't think I'd leveled up very much at this point in the game. I'd literally just been like going through the story. I hadn't stopped to grind, so my characters were quite weak.
That is just
That's
amazing.
just ridiculous.
He's got like alien coming out of his chest.
I mean, he's meant to be the entire wall, and he's sat on a wall. It doesn't make any sense. No, yeah, when I first fought him, I found it really, really difficult. So what I did is I put everyone in the back row, so that everyone was taking slightly less damage. And then the boss battle lasted a really long time, but I was able to survive it. So if you're struggling on any boss, actually, I'd recommend doing that. To put everyone in the back row, put barriers on, regens, try and focus on keeping your party alive. And then attack with the occasional limit break and summon. So,
at this stage of the game, would you have long range material?
I believe so. Yeah, long range is pretty good. I think we did utilise long range quite often. That was one of the ones we used, and often had Dine in the party, who's got a long range weapon. So I think Dine, Yuffie. So I'm jumping in between the original names and our own names there. So original names Barrett, Yuffie and Vincent all have long-range weapons by default. Okay. So other characters, you can give them long-range materia. But there are some short-range weapons for Barrett. He's got like a...
Oh, doesn't he have like scissors?
Yeah, he's got scissors. I think he's got a chainsaw arm. And he's got one which is like a boxing glove. Shiva. Really didn't take off very much. Cool, I think at this point, Leviathan is really powerful for you to have, because we've gone and got Leviathan at the first available opportunity.
Yeah.
It's way more. Oh, it's actually phased into him. It's so massive it doesn't fit in the room.
They can make demon sea babies.
I would really like to see Tifa doing her chain limit breaks on this guy, doing like the meteor drive. Like, oh, I'm just picking up a wall and throwing it and DDTing a wall.
That would be cool.
He's actually tough, but he's second to last.
Oh, let's get rid of the wall.
And then he crashes down. That's pretty tough. That's good.
I think a good thing to have before you get into this fight is make sure you've got some softs on you, like the item softs, because you will cast Petrify on some of your dudes. Or dudettes.
That's quite a fun thing in Final Fantasy X. When you do Petrify on it, sometimes you do like when you Petrify and they turn to stone and stop. In 10 they would turn to stone and stop, and sometimes they would turn to stone and then shatter.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It always happened. There's these bees you would get, which are quite weak enemies. And you'd hit them with a Petrify move, and they turn to stone and then drop to the floor and then smash. That was always quite fun to watch. And this is the move that kept driving me. The Demon Rush thing. Obviously, this one's got barriers on, so it's not too bad, but yeah, definitely good. Keep the barriers up.
No, I think we need to wait till next turn to use barriers.
I mean, I think when we played through here, the Demon Gate didn't really give us any trouble. We beat it first time.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I first played it as a kid many years ago, this was the guy that really gave me a lot of trouble.
Do you reckon it's because now you know more of the game?
Yeah, I think I understand the game better, and obviously we've done things like get a hold of Big Guard and Easy Regen. I actually knew someone went to my school who were just talking about this game, and someone said, oh, it's really, really difficult, couldn't do anything on it. And he'd got as far as Cosmo Canyon without understanding how the materia system worked, and he hadn't equipped any materia on anyone. You know, right at the beginning when you go to the training area, you say, oh, Cloud, I don't understand materia, can you show me how it works? And you say yes, and then Cloud explains to Barrett how materia works, and he goes to the school and teaches people. He misunderstood. He's like, oh, I don't know how to explain materia, I'm going to say no. So, because he thought he was being asked to explain materia, he didn't, and then he didn't do the tutorial, and then just got as far as Cosmo Canyon without using any materia at all. So
yeah, Demon Gate's down.
Demon Gate is down. Cool. Next boss then is another encounter with Genova. And this is where you have the sad music.
Before or after this boss?
This is the during this boss fight. No, sad.
Oh. Is the how do I phrase this? Is the spoiler after this or before this?
The spoiler has just happened.
Okay.
Yes. I wouldn't really call this a spoiler. What year did this game come out?
Well, Look, I didn't know when I first played it, and it's been like 20 years.
Yes. Believe it or not, people listening, when me and Chris played through this, I played this game through a lot. I originally got it when it first came out, and I've played through many times. And Chris was actually new to Final Fantasy, not played any of them, and I suggested we played 7 because it was probably the best one. And he didn't know about the death at the end of Disc 1, so
I basically
had to
got
try and keep that secret the whole time, looking at stuff and I'm like, don't look at any guides, don't read ahead. Obviously we did the whole faff around of going all around the world to do all the stuff to get her limit break. Yeah, it's the hardest limit break to get, and then she dies.
And that was, Tim was, when we were getting it, I was like, do we really need to get this now? And Tim's like, yes, we need to get this right now. I can't tell you why we need to get it before we get to the next disc. Okay, fine. Oh, Bahamut. Yeah, my favourite summon, I think. Bahamut.
I like how you get the different versions as well. You get Bahamut. Is it Neo Bahamut, then Bahamut Zero?
Yeah, Bahamut Zero is the last one. And you get 2 other Bahamuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Bahamut in Final Fantasy X is pretty good as well.
I don't think I must have. What vehicle or... Oh no, that's in 13. No, I'm thinking of 13.
Yeah. In 10 where you get them. You definitely need to play 10. 10's pretty good. Looks like, just go through some of the buffs and things. Genova will use water-based attacks. It's weak to earth spells. You can see it's already cast Reflect, so be careful casting spells on it, which we've just done. I think... Oh no, that's fine. We must have... I'm pretty sure I saw it cast Reflect on itself. Never mind. Yes, I think by this point you would have just recently picked up a Water Ring, so you can equip that to someone, so they'll be... have a defense against his water attacks. And you get a Wizard Bracelet thing, which is got loads and loads of slots. So you can use powerful summons like this. Casting Quake would be good. You can cast the barriers and stuff as we always do. And you can cast some regen so you can get some extra hit points on each round. I think the standard would be always doing Big Guard and regen and everything.
Yeah, there's your first. Make sure you don't have Big Guard, like enemy skill and regen on the same person. Have them on
I think it's dead. Thanks for watching the playthrough, and we'll see you on Disc 2.
Yeah!